you guys doing? Happy Friday to you. Hopefully you had a good week trading. Before I get started, I just wanted to make a comment, about the Trump tweet that we had yesterday, because I kind of slept on it last night, before I had a full reaction to it. Uh, I wanted to actually think about this some more. You never want to make a decision right when something comes out. So, something I noticed, besides pointing out the fact that he wanted Facebook to register as a bank, I don't actually think the slight was towards Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in general. I think it was aimed more towards Facebook. He keeps, as we know, there was a lot of the fake news and the stuff Trump complained about during, his presidential campaign, and even as he's become president now. And I think this was a slight towards Facebook and not so much cryptocurrency in general. And I'm really curious to see how Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook responds to this. But, I wouldn't use this in your decision, especially while you're trading, because obviously the news, if we would have had a major reaction, it would have happened by now, in my opinion. But, it's just something to think about. It could be the first indicator. It could be nothing. It could just be another Trump tweet and we'll move on and never hear from it again. Or it could be the signal that a crackdown could be coming. I was really hoping he would talk about regulation or mention something about that, but he didn't. At least yet, he hasn't. So, but what I find interesting is he made this comment after the Fed report last week said that, that cryptocurrency in general is a threat to our current monetary system. And I think they're starting to, panic, these central, heads of government, especially ones that are more controlled by the Federal Reserve. I think they're nervous that the power is coming back to the people, and that just shows that cryptocurrency is spreading and it's fulfilling its purpose. That's why Satoshi Nakamoto made it. But the thing that I'm very curious about this is, let's say they do, they take this to the extreme and they do like a China type ban, or, let's just say they take it to an extreme level. The Libra news, I think, is what added a little bit of fuel to the fire when it comes to, the Bitcoin run-up. But, hello? Okay, so, sorry, my computer cut out for a second. But what I'm curious to see is if they do have this crackdown, how is Bitcoin going to react? We have a very strange way of reacting to negative news. So, will it be the rise and fall of our Bitcoin run? Or will it have no effect? Or will it add more fuel to the fire because it just shows Bitcoin's fulfilling its purpose? So I'm really curious to see how that works out. It's going to be real interesting to see. So let's get back onto our technical analysis. So I'm going to remove market cipher here. So Bitcoin, let's zoom out a little bit. So Bitcoin's current price is about 11,700 right now. We're pretty much flirting with our last resistance. Well, our most current resistance, which is about that 11,800 area, which is this red line right here. I'm actually going to remove this too. So right now we're sitting right under it. You can see where we have a couple touch points today. So I'd really like to see is, especially if you're leaning towards the bullish side, we'd like to see 11,800 broke, maybe even go up, test 12,000, and then come back down and test it and build support above that. So when it comes to support and resistance levels, it was resistance, but now it's support. And we've actually bounced off it this morning. It looked like it turned out to be a bear trap. We went under it just briefly and shot back above 11,500. So that's going to be our new support level. And then our next support level will be about 11,300. And you can see where these touch points, how I come up with these. Same with 11,500. It was our resistance yesterday, and now it is going to be our support level. And your most resistance levels are going to be 11,800. I mean, you'll have your psychological 12K, but then your next area of resistance is going to be roughly about 12,200. The 4 hour, it looks like we're trying to turn bullish. The shorter time frames are looking a little bearish, but I put more sediment in these longer time, the longer time frames. I usually try to look at the 2 hour and above if I'm trying to find the overall trend. So what I would like to see with this blue line is to come up like this, and then kind of make a pattern similar to this, where we would be able to take our indicator tool and draw a line, because that would be bullish divergence. So the only thing I'm watching is right here, is I really don't want to see us come above like this on our divergence level, and we make a level like this. Or even if we went like that and went just slightly above it. If you get the point of this, you take your divergence tool, it would be like that. So we have something to watch out for here. I'm going to be watching the short and the longer term time frames. I'm currently day trading this right now, so I will keep you guys informed. So looking at Ethereum now, and just to sum up Bitcoin, you have support at 11,500, 11,300, and your resistance levels are 11,800 and 12,200. I just want to sum those up for you. I don't know if you guys write that stuff down, but I always like to put that information out there. So right now, Ethereum is sitting at the current price of about $275. Yep. You have your current support line. You can see where we bounced off of it a few times this morning. That's going to be roughly about that 268, 270 area, with your most bottom support being at $260. If we break that, I'm going to be, let's see here. If we break that, I'm going to be more inclined to say our next support area will be about $250, but I'm going to wait and see what Ethereum does before I get that far, into speculating. But when it comes to your resistance levels, you're going to be looking at $280, and then that support that we've had for the last, honestly, couple weeks, it's going to be that 284 area, which it's now resistance. And then your most uprising support, actually this needs to go up, it's going to be about that $300, $303 area, with your most optimal target being $320. So to sum up Ethereum, you have support at 260, 270, with your first resistances at 280, 284, and then that 300 psychological resistance. Let's look up XRP now. We're going to go to the Binance chart. Alright, so finally XRP looks like it's bouncing, but we're rejecting our first resistance level. So support level we bounced off a few times. It's about 32 cents. And your next support level will be that roughly that 30-cent area. It's a psychological number. I'd like to see it hold, especially if you're bullish on XRP. Now, this is something I've talked about the last couple streams, so please keep this in mind. I'm not going to be bullish at all on XRP until we break that 36 cent area and we start building support above it. This support line held for a very, very long time. I say a very long time, longer than a lot of these other coins, and we've held that since about the middle of May. This isn't going to be very easy resistance to break. So those resistance levels are going to be the 35 and the 36 cent area. You'll have a slight resistance at 38, but then you'll have your psychological 40 cent mark. So to sum up XRP, and honestly, even if you look at this time frame right here, we're actually looking bearish. But these time frames are still I don't want to put too much sediment in this now, but yeah, XRP really hasn't given. I know there's these green dots here, but when it comes to the divergence, we're really not seeing much. And depending on how this blue line ends up unfolding, you can kind of see the general direction of where we're going, which this would be, if you've watched the stream, that would be bearish divergence. So to sum up XRP for you guys, you're going to have support at 32 cents, with your next one being at 30 cents. You're going to have very major resistance at 35 and 36, with your next resistance level being at 38 cents, and then your psychological 40 cent mark. Alright, we're going to sum it up on Litecoin. I got some day trading to get to. Something I'm excited about is once we reach 100 subscribers, I'm going to start doing live trading. Live analysis on your favorite coins, dApps, and we'll start live trading during those as well. So I'll be able to answer your questions. You'll be able to see how I go about trading, and just how my brain process works when opening and closing trades. And then whenever we're neutral, how I speculate on these trades. And that's what I'm honestly trying to do here, is showing you how I come up with these support resistances. So if you look at Litecoin right here, you can see where we have these touch points here. You have another one here. We failed, came back and tested it here. And then you also have this little cluster of touch points here. So that is an indication as that's a critical line. So your first or your most down or lowest support level is going to be that $84 area. Your next support level after that is going to be that 96, I mean, you can even say maybe 95. So let's just say that $95, $96 area. And your first resistance level. And it looks like we're just let's zoom in here a little closer. All right, so no, we're currently rejecting it. Or not rejecting it, but we're sitting pretty much right on top of it. We are testing our resistance level at about $105, $106 area. And then your next resistance line, if you can see these touch lines, right here, another one here. So you can kind of see where I'm coming up with these lines. You know, it's support, and then once you break them, they will become resistance. Just like resistance lines. Once you break them and you build support above them, they become support. So to sum up Litecoin right here, you have support at 85, that $95, $96 area. We're testing literally the next resistance level right now, just like Bitcoin is at 105, that 106 area. And then your next resistance line will be that, let's just say about that 110. Let's look, I'm going to get a little closer reading. All right, I'm going to say that $112 will be your next resistance area. And let's see if I can do one right here. And then if I was to speculate more to the upside, I would have to put our next resistance area being roughly about $125. And if we look on the longer time frames, it makes you just really wonder if we're forming a trap here. I mean, you can see this is neutral, but then we have, you know, this is still too early. This has not finished, so I'm not putting too much sediment in this. Let's go out to the 4 hour and see if that changes anything. So, you know, this is why I'm kind of remaining neutral right now. These indicators are not really giving or painting any picture whatsoever. To me, it just could signal that we're going to be in this tight trading area between 11,500 and 11,800. So in terms of Litecoin, I feel like we could be stuck in this 95 to 105, maybe $110 trading area until we get some volatility, some volume to move this market. Because if you look at our divergences here, I mean, I guess this is a little bit upsloping, so this would be a little bit of a bullish indicator. But, you know, when it comes to down here, you know, there's just really nothing pointing to a certain direction right now. Let's go to a short term. Now that, honestly, that doesn't look too bad. I'm going to leave that there just for a temporary, just so we have something to fall back on for the night stream. Interesting. It's an uprising support level. It's just short term, so just something to think about with the night stream. And looking at Litecoin, I know this is just the 15-minute, but the shorter time frames are actually turning a little bit bullish now. So just wait and see, guys. You know, that's why I'm holding neutral right now. I really want to see if Bitcoin rejects 11,800 before I think about starting any positions. So to sum up Litecoin, you have 84. The $96 area, 95, 96, with your resistance levels being at 105 and 110, 112 area. I want to say pretty much 112 I feel more comfortable with. So that does it for, you know, the afternoon stream. I apologize for being a little bit late on the morning, you know, my 11 o'clock one this morning. We were just, we were testing that 11,500 area, and I really try, and since these are not live, I try to bring you the most accurate information possible. So if you enjoyed today's stream, please hit that like and leave a subscribe button. Really trying to grow this community as I enjoy doing this, and I hope you enjoy watching me. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we're going to start doing live streams, so I'm really excited for that. So be safe, guys, and I will see you here this evening. I will have a video by 8 o'clock Central Time, so 9 o'clock Eastern. Peace.